So today is August 16th, 2022, and I was trying to upload a live video, but I've been having technical difficulties all day, of course. I am exhausted from doing nothing, from just trying to survive. I'm nauseous because I've had a lot to eat today, and I had yogurt this morning, so that, I guess, inflamed my stomach. I'm trying really hard. I'm very cynical about my situation and trying to stay optimistic at the same time. I'm not sure why I'm going through this. I'm not sure why I was chosen to be in so much pain, chosen to suffer so much in my life. Is that supposed to be some type of privilege? Is that supposed to be some type of, I don't know, blessing in that way? I'm very tired. I wish I had someone, just for the sake of this child, so that it wouldn't be born a bastard. But it's okay. Like, I've gotten over that fact. I understand that the baby's gonna come any day now, and there's no fixing what had happened. There's no altering his future. There's no making amends with the father. There's no reconciling. There's nothing left. I get that. In my wildest dreams, I thought it could happen. That love will prevail, and that he actually did care and love me in some way or another. But men don't know how to love, and I take up a lot of my information from men. I learn very easily from men and the way that they function, the way that they continually utilize their power to manipulate women and others around them. It's pretty sadistic. I didn't expect that I would be getting this far along, 9 months pregnant, and ever have to deal with the fact that I have no father to love me through it. Someone had made a comment, "You were just looking for a relationship." Yes, I stopped reading after that, aggressive tone, and I knew, yeah, I was only looking for a relationship. I wasn't looking for a child. I wasn't looking to be forced into anything I couldn't figure out myself. That's the saddest part. It's like, how am I supposed to fulfill the demands of this child? I already did for 9 months, and that's all I've got left in me. I'm not going to pursue any type of assistance for the child or try to live off the government in order to take care of this child. That would be a sin. That would be a sin because it's asking too much of everyone else to help me. And I understand that. That's why I never ask for anything. I just say, well, if you want to, that's cool, but if you don't, that's cool too. I don't care. I tell people all the time, don't put yourself out. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be an imposition. I probably even said that to the father. And that's probably one of his key reasons why he was able to abuse me. And then just didn't want to deal with it afterward because I was too nice. I was too, easy. I'm sickened by the entire situation, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. There's nothing I can do that would sanctify the situation, salvage it, or repair it in any way. I just have to have a baby, and I have to give him away. And that's very sad for me, because I never had imagined that somebody would mistreat me to the point of this. That it was not my fault. I wasn't seeking it. I wasn't doing anything. And that it should be up to the man to be held responsible for what had happened. I wasn't running around dating randomly and just sleeping with everyone that offered me dinner, or offered me a safe place to rest. I didn't expect it to get this far. I'm very, very disheartened, and I'm very disheartened that I won't be able to, like, breastfeed the baby and take care of him and be there for him. It just won't work. It would never work. I'm homeless, and there's no way I could take care of him well in a vehicle. And there's no way I could lie to them at the, if they asked at the hospital if I ended up being forced to go. I wouldn't lie about it. Take him from me, I don't care. It's to that point where it's like, okay, I would be better off because he would get resources, and I don't have those resources for him. I don't have the money to take care of him. And the fact that the father didn't want a relationship, that's something that I would not be able to function well with, because I would make sure that the child knew where he came from and how he was sort of forced to be with me. Just like it would be wrong to force the father into trying to be with me, I already knew that. I mean, shotgun weddings, they end up with a bunch of drunk-ass men that hate their lives after a while and want to beat up and abuse everyone else because they're not happy in the marriage that they procured themselves, that they, dug their hole and had to lie in it. That's why you shouldn't be sticking your dick in random places, That's what I say. I don't know. That's just me. I don't have a penis, so I can't really tell you. All I know is that whatever urges are insane. That is not healthy. We are overpopulated on Earth as it is. Do you think that everybody needs your offspring? No. Was the father of this child worthwhile? No. Was my egg worthwhile mixing with that? No. I used to think when it first happened that it was a miracle. But then I was like, oh my God, you're an idiot. Like, you're such an idiot. Nothing is romantic like that. Nothing is, it's just the physiological effects of the brain and the body. It's the chemical changes. You thought you were in love. You thought that from the moment, you conceived that it was love, and it wasn't love. It's never going to be love. Or he would have said something to you. He would have at least texted you back. And there was no exchange of that. So I realized it was just lust on his end. There's nothing I can do about the love I've felt and created in my mind because of the chemical changes due to the pregnancy. But, it's not going to freak me out for much longer. Just get rid of it and don't breastfeed, and make sure that they don't try to force you either, because there's no way that I could take care of him and sustain this baby. There's nothing I look forward to in life anymore. There's not much of a future left for me. I'm already getting old. I'm 35 years old, and soon, and people said, soon you're not going to have your looks. And I'm like, what looks? Well, what are you talking about? Like, I was never that pretty. I was never that gorgeous. I may have looked okay when I was a teenager, but that's the only time I ever did. And I'm ashamed of myself. I'm humiliated that I look so ugly all the time, even with the little bit of makeup that I put on just now. It can't cover my shame. It can't cover how hideous I truly am. It can't cover my, disgusting features. So, and people think like that, I just don't want anything to do with the baby. It's hard enough that ends up leaving me with a cold, dead corpse, because there's nothing left, no emotional anything left in me, just a cruel individual that won't ever offer love to anyone, ever. But that's what happens. people lose things, and, you know, I'll just go about my business as long as I'm not harming anybody else, and I just won't put the effort in because nobody put the effort into me. And that's how it is. That's how I'm going to deal with it. I don't know how everybody else is, and if they try to say that I'm crazy, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. They tried to offer me a few years ago an allotment of $475 to find a house, and there was no place available for that amount. You're going to tell me I didn't place efforts into avoiding this? You're going to say I didn't place efforts into, sustaining myself as an independent and single woman and not being a whore. Okay, so you didn't help me not be a whore. What you did was you sent me out into the world with not enough to sustain myself on through disability, and that's how you dealt with it. Oh, okay, I understand. So you did turn me into a whore. The U.S. government turned me into a whore. They're the ones that caused this rape. They're the ones, also through their military men. I mean, we can't denounce that. This is obviously a military child. Both the fathers are involved in the militia. So, I don't know what to tell you. I just know that I'm done. I'm not seeking anything else. I keep praying for a family that will never exist. And I understand that now. I understand that, everybody asks me, what would make you happy? Everyone leaving me alone. Just everyone leaving me alone. I just don't even, I want nothing. I want absolutely nothing. No money, no nothing. I want absolutely nothing. If I could just die, that would be perfect. And I tell people, like, can you just leave me alone? You've done enough. You've done enough. There's been enough trauma. There's been enough pain. There's been enough. You haven't fixed it. You refuse to fix it. There's nothing I have left for you. It's like, finally when you recognize that things are just, that guy's never going to change. He's always going to be abusive. He's always going to be a liar. That's the U.S. for you. He's always going to be abusive, always going to be a liar, always going to tell you, yeah, things are going to be safe and we're going to have things taken care of, and, you're a U.S. citizen and you're one of our priorities, and no, I'm just a number. I'm just a number. You have plenty of houses and plenty of mansions for all your fancy people that are worth something. I'm not worth anything. I understand that. Regardless of my story, regardless of my testimony, regardless of how many things I've succeeded in accomplishing, what are you talking about? What's success? I don't see any success. I don't see any financial stability. I see no mental stability anymore. I see no emotional stability because there's no one to help me through that. I don't see anything. I don't see any, even my physique. I don't see any stability in that anymore. I haven't worked out properly in 2 months. So, and I know I should have taken it easy. I mean, I'm trying to ignore the fact that I'm pregnant. But then every time I see it in the mirror and look down and it's just gigantic, I realize there is no running from it. I tried to run from it from the moment it happened. I was scared. I wish I could have removed it from my body and ran away like the fathers can do. It's, not mine. It's not mine. I plead the fifth. We didn't do anything. Condoms, all this stuff. Men are such liars. And that's why I feel bad for a lot of women that go through this and have nobody either, because there's no one to safely take care of you afterward. There's nowhere, there's no sanctuary, there's no place that's going to be safe. No, they push you out and you're involved with drug dealers, you're involved with petty theft and all this kind of shit. Forced to date the lower class still and everything. I mean, not that I was trying to really date any of that. I was trying to go, above, and that's where I faltered. That's where I was like, oh, those people will have more integrity. Oh, I was wrong. You're exactly right. I mean, I had thought that these people were honorable and had integrity, and you proved your point. You don't, and not everyone is the same. and there's no way that this man could be held responsible for something when I willingly laid next to him. That makes no sense. I still, if it were my daughter, I would try everything and anything and everything just to prove, you know what, that's not right. A man should not touch a woman while she's asleep or half asleep, or, you know, coerce her into doing something while she's still, you know, you've got all the chemicals from being asleep in your body. It's not like you can just up and wake up, and if you do, then obviously you've been altered. You've been damaged to that way. When I sleep, I like to pass the fuck out. I just like to sleep. I don't know. I pray to God this is all over soon, though, because I'm just so done. I'm so done trying to be optimistic for stuff that never changes. So upset that I get any emotion toward the father, that I have any, you know, chemical imbalances due to his DNA inside of me. And that's what it is. I didn't seek this out. I sought out a relationship, and that wasn't a relationship. That was rape. That's all there was. He ejaculated, left it in there, and then ran off. That's exactly what it was. Regardless of how sweet he was, if I would have consented, if I would have been awake enough to consent that first time, it would have still been him persuading me in something that I wasn't agreeing with. Just like the first guy that coerced me into it. Not coercion. It was just it was straight on, just that he did not listen. No one ever listens to me. No one ever listens. I'm horrified at my own reality, believe me. I'm gonna get off of here because the sun's going down. I'm gonna try to, I don't know, I feel like I want to eat, but then I don't want to eat. I feel like, you know, but then if later on I end up hungry, then I'm shit out of luck because nothing's open at a certain hour, and I can't get my vegan foods that I like so much. I hate myself. I hate my reality. I don't know why anybody would be happy over any of this stuff. I love you guys very much. I really don't want to be here anymore. I don't want anything to do with this child. I don't want anything to do with it because there is no relationship with me and it and the person that created it. So that's the sad part, is that like I had so much hope before I got placed in jail. So much hope, like I can be with this baby, I can still manage, like it'll be okay one way or another. And then I was put in jail. I refuse to love it now. I absolutely refuse to love it because the state of Arkansas deems it okay to place women, detain women, incarcerate women over allegations, over falsified allegations toward her, irrational allegations that she falsified a rape. Precisely that. I cannot have feelings for this child after living through that. I know better now. I understand now. That child will never be accepted. I will never be accepted, and it would be inexcusable to have us both together after, you know, it pops out of me. It would just be, what is it? What's the word? Well, rather like unsensible, you know? It would be something, it's not worth it. If there is no father, I could never love it. It is a bastard, and that's how it is, and that's how the church perceives it, and that's how I perceive it. And in this day and age, that's just how the world perceives it. That's societal constructs. It's not me. It's everyone else that forced me to understand, no, the baby doesn't mean anything to anyone, doesn't mean anything to his father, doesn't mean anything to you. And that's just how it is. Bottom line, get over it. Okay, I gotcha. I'll just give it up, and that's okay. Like, I have no feeling. I know that everybody's thinking that I'm going to change my mind once it's born. But if I give birth to this on my own and then I just go and drop it off, then I just don't care. Like, that's how badly I've been abused during all of this. That's how much I just want to get away from your trauma and abuse. Like, that's how much I am so traumatized by everyone and everything, and the authorities and the medics and the hospitals and all these procedures, and the people that denied me the right to speak my mind and to tell them the truth, and they hurt me instead. They hurt me for trying to tell them that I wasn't okay, that something was wrong, and something happened that was wrong. Today's August 16th, 2022. I'm going to move about my day, because if I stay still, then it just eats away at me more. I keep moving because I have to. It's all I can do. It's all I can manage. And that means just running away from everything and just being scared shitless constantly. Who are you? Why are you looking at me like that? What do you know? You know? Like, I know there are some of you that know me before I know that you know me, right? And, so yeah. I'm done though. It's okay. Like, I may tear up here and there, but I understand I've got to be tough. I've got to just not have emotions anymore. Not for anybody, and not toward anybody, and not have any emotions. Emotions get you in trouble. Emotions get you locked up. Your opinion gets you locked up. Your truths get you locked up. And that's why I tried to hide him for so long, like, but I'm just so big. I overeat, and that's my problem. And I've just been really hungry because I'm sad. I don't know what else to do. I'm very scared. I just want to eat and eat and eat until I die, and hope that that helps. And it never helps. It just hurts more and more. I got up to like 189 today on the scale. I'm horrified. I'm horrified. I don't deserve anything good. I don't. This whole thing, this whole ordeal just proves that I'm just cursed. It just proves that anything I touch just turns to shit. You know? Anyway, have a blessed day, everybody. It's August 16th, 2022. Leticia Collins Servin. This is probably the last video you'll get of the day. And so, yeah, at least you saw me nice looking for a moment. Until the depression kicks in again, and I'll be shitty looking the next few days as it goes. I'll be cute for a moment. Yeah. Yeah. Keep smiling. That'll make us believe that you don't suffer at all. Keep smiling. You've got such a beautiful smile. Don't think of the negative. You didn't live through that. That shit's fucking... That's too painful to think about. Nobody could ever live through that kind of shit and still smile. You got such a beautiful smile. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to kill myself. August 16, 2022, Leticia Collins Servin. Have a great night, everybody.